Hi, welcome to this week's video. Taking it from a new place we like going for coffee, still along the riverbank, but it's
Yeah,
lovely setting, isn't it?
it is. It's really nice, and it's only recently opened, doesn't it? So we thought we'd give it a try, and it makes a really, really good coffee.
Yeah, it does. Might hear a bit of road noise because the road's at the other side. So this week we want to talk to you about something that happened today. Since coming back and moving here, one of the things we wanted to do was with the school and with the charities is get more involved with the children and trying to help them move on towards graduation. And we've had one girl, haven't we, that's been with us since the start, who we've
Yeah,
really got to know. She's always been so friendly and so nice to us, hasn't she?
she has. She's always well, as Andrew says, she's always smiling. But she's actually one of the few. They're not very. What's the word you would use? Not very.
Tactile.
Yeah, they're not very tactile once they get past toddler age over here. They're not like us that do a lot of shaking hands or hugging, particularly the Europeans, kissing on each cheek. They don't do any of that. But Akada's always come up to me, hasn't she? She's always put her arm around me, given me a hug, and said how much she's missed us. So the relationship with her has been slightly different from most of the other kids.
It has, and she's 13, and so she's sort of getting towards that age of having to start thinking about what she's going to do next. And I remember in one of the lessons we did ask her, and she said she didn't really know. Anyway, she was the one we chose that we thought, okay, she can be the first one. We'll try and work with her. The idea was to get her a phone because we knew she hadn't got one, for Gillian to offer us some more one-to-one classes because we know we've got to help them to really improve their English to be able to go on. And so we set up a meeting to go and see her at her house, having no idea. We had been told she lived with her grandmother, which actually turned out not to be true. And so, yeah, we thought we'd just go along, but we had no idea about anything else, did we?
No, no expectations at all. That's Andrew's words as we were pulling in. Well, she might live in a mansion. We were proven very, very wrong, weren't we?
It was an extremely humbling visit. Agnes was just wonderful as always. She came out with this big smile on her face. She actually does live with her dad, so so to set the scene, and we're gonna show you a couple of videos on here of what the living conditions are like, and also the conversations that we had. But to set the scene for you, so we got there. Her dad was there, so she lives with her dad, stepmom, and two younger siblings, a 10-year-old brother
10-year-old brother and 3-year-old
and a
sister, yeah.
three-year-old sister. So we got there, we pulled up. As you will see, it was like a tin hut was we were sat in front of, not having an idea that actually that was the house. Um,
You were expecting to go around the back, weren't you? And that be just a
yes,
kitchen or something?
so many we've been to at the front, you often have either a kitchen or a store, or maybe it's even the old house, and then they built something at the back. But that wasn't the case with this. So we went round, they were happy to show us. We went into the one room and we asked, where do people sleep? And
The answer was here. Literally 5 people there. There was like a raised table with a net round it that her parents slept on. Nowhere near the size of a bed, but the children just on the floor, literally on a concrete floor.
so maybe best at this point, what we'll do is we'll show you the video now, and this is me taking you on a tour round. And then we'll come back and we'll talk about it a little bit more. So see you after you've seen this video. So today we've come to the house of one of our students, Agra. She's one of the happiest, friendliest, smiling children, and also so bright. And we've come to learn more about their family because this is one of the new projects we're moving forward of trying to support. So she's the first one we want to support. So this is Agra's house. She lives here with her father and stepmother and two other children. So if we show you around, um, this is the kitchen area, and in here, this this is the bedroom, where all 5 of them sleep in. That's the roof. And then as we go out, is speaking Agra with her father, talking with Rin and Gillian. At the moment, the well is not working, so the water comes from next door. Um, so we're now speaking to see what we can do to help and support the most. These are just some of the children from around. So we'll share this story as we go along. Um, okay, I suppose that there you've got a bit more of an understanding. So as you saw, we showed you the bedroom, and then the kitchen area. I mean, how would you describe it? I mean,
It's a small portable little gas stove, and you literally buy refillable gas bottles that are that big, because we used to have one, didn't we? And one pan, and that was literally it.
and then as we went out into the garden area, so that I didn't mention it on there, but I'll show you the picture of it now. That's their toilet. Literally, that block that's up on a slope out in the open, that's their toilet. The water barrel that's there, that's their shower where they wash their clothes, where they wash anything. They no longer have a well. He explained, so the well that you can see there, one is not connected, the pipes were disconnected, but apparently he no longer owns the land at the bottom, so they have no water at all. What they do, where they fill that in there, they've got it as a hose running to a neighbour's house, which I think he explained used to be the grandmother's house, didn't he?
Yes.
So they get water from there, um, and that's how they all live. So it suddenly became a different situation because you've got a 13-year-old girl. Um,
We went just expecting to literally be able, well, in my head, I said, what do you think we can do? And we'd say, well, we don't really know the situation, but my suggestion was, so we give her the money every month just for a SIM card for a phone so that I can do the lessons with her, and maybe support the family with enough rice on a monthly basis to help keep them with some food, because that's really usually the staples that they're missing, isn't it? Totally not expecting what we got when we were there, because we did say to Rin, can you speak with her father and see what the urgent need is? And we suggested rice and things like that. And he said, no, the most urgent need was to be able to have water. And as Western people, to not have water is just something that you can't get your head round, isn't it?
No, you can't. So we then started talking about schooling, and she's now at the age where she's moved on to the senior school, high
Yeah,
school
high
they call it
school,
over
yeah.
here. So moved on to the high school. The high school is over 3 miles away, so she's not going anymore. So she comes to our school, the voluntary school, as often as she can, because that's only just around the corner. But she doesn't go to high school, and because she has no form of transport.
And
And
it's too far to walk in this heat. We actually put it into Google, and it would have been an hour and 10 minutes walk, and that's each way.
yeah,
And sometimes in 37-degree heat, it's just not feasible.
so we asked if she wanted to go. She smiled and said, "Oh yes, she really, really wants to go." So we made a decision while we were there, and the next bit of the video you'll get to see is the conversation that Gillian has with Rin and with her dad and with Agda there.
Okay, so we've come out today to meet Akada's family. This is her father, Ruan Akada, and this is Akada. She's my favourite. So we've come to sort of see the situation, and it's a lot worse than we actually thought it was going to be. We initially wanted to take on helping Akada with her education going forwards, because I've always had a really good relationship with her for the past few years. So when we've come out here and chatted with them, we've been around and seen the living situation, which is pretty poor. And 5 of them live in one room. There's no bathroom, there's no well. In fact, the chickens have a bigger area to live in than the actual people do. Anyway, so at the start of it, we need now for her father to go to school. She dropped out of state school a year ago because it's too far away for her to get, and they don't even have a bicycle. Well, they have a very small, rickety one. So the first thing is now for her father to go to school and get her reinstated at school, and then we're going to buy her a bicycle so that she can get to school every day. After that, then she is learning English at the school that we have already, pre-English school. But then I'm going to do one-to-one classes with her to help improve her English and to, yeah, let's get her out of this poor situation that she's in, get her into the city and get her a job. So the initial thing is get her back into school, and then we'll look to provide a well so that the family has water and a bathroom, because at the moment this is it.
But we came to an agreement was if he went, took her to the school and got her, because she needs to be re-registered, if he did that, then we immediately would supply a bicycle to get her to school, didn't we?
We will, yeah. We'll either go buy her one or she can have one of ours, but either way, as soon as we know, she'll have a bike within a day, won't she?
She will. And then the next stage, as you'll see with it, is that we have said that if he encourages her to go to school and allows her to go to school, because I don't think that's worth covering now, is that we knew that not there's a lot less, lot big dropout rate once they go on to high school, because so often they need them to be at home to earn money, and so they don't go to school. And when we were asking him about his job, he explained he was a builder, didn't he?
Yeah, and if anybody needs any jobs doing in the Poom village, then he's the one that they call upon. But it looks as though it literally will only be a worker in the village, because even he didn't have any access to any transport. So
No.
anything further than the village, he couldn't do.
So we needed to encourage him to encourage her to go to school, to give her the chance. So we said if he did that, then we would work on stages. So stage one is to get a well drilled, and we've already made some inquiries to get started with that to get them water. The next thing, and again, 13-year-old girl. Okay, you talk about it better, but as a 13-year-old girl, you're going to want your privacy, aren't you, for the bathroom?
Yeah, she's going through puberty, which is a hard enough thing for a teenage girl as it is, without having zero privacy, absolutely nothing. It is just a hole, no shower facilities, nothing, and that to me is, yeah, the worst thing that you can go through. As I say, it's humiliating enough without no privacy. So we aim to sort that out as the next major thing once we've got them water.
It is. And then the final thing is we were talking to Rin, and when we looked in the house, and I mentioned on the video, I mentioned about the roof. It's quite clearly that roof's going to leak. But it's unusual because that house is on the ground level, not raised off, right by the road. So as soon as the rainy season starts in
Anytime.
any time now, that house is going to get flooded. So the 5 of them are going to be living in a house that regularly gets flooded. So we will then look at that as we go along. So it's been a real eye opener, hasn't it?
Very emotional day.
Yeah, very emotional. We knew we were moving here for a reason. This is called Asia Unfolding because it certainly is unfolding. We never went there today expecting that. We thought we were going to just try and give her a boost and say, look, work hard and we will help you and we'll help you onto university. But quite clearly, unless we can get the other things sorted, then that's minor. And by working towards that, we can then help the rest of the family as well, can't we?
Yeah, because obviously a 10-year-old brother in a few years' time is going to have exactly the same situation. He won't be able to go to high school because, again, it's too far. So hopefully by that time we'll have the family in a much better position anyway, won't we?
So as you follow us, we'll keep you updated. As I say, we've shared a couple of videos on this and a few photos as well. As you say, please keep following us on our thing. We hit a milestone this week. Let me just put right at the end, didn't we?
10 followers.
We got to number 10 followers on Instagram. Wow. We're on 9, and I said to Gillian, "You haven't followed us yet." So
I
she
made
made it.
10.
So we made our
Woo!
10th. So we are now Insta superstars. In fact,
That's
I'm
it.
having to wear these so that people don't recognise us walking down
Yeah,
the
and
street.
I could even pull this down if you wanted.
You could do so, you know. Anyway, thanks everybody for following us. I hope you enjoy the journey as much as we do. See you next week.
Thank you.